In 3, 2, 1. Stand by.
Are you ready for a change?
I am talking to you.
Then get ready to explore the quantum possibilities. It's time to transform that outdated paradigm into something universal and new. Time to uncover the truth hidden beneath the veil of lies. A time to think outside the box as we link to a higher consciousness. Welcome to the awakening. And now the hosts of Broadcast Team Alpha, Nori Love and Augie Nost.
Wow, how about that? Welcome everybody to Broadcast Team Alpha, where we bring you cutting-edge conversations while exploring the quantum possibilities. And we are really going to explore the quantum possibilities tonight. But look where we are. We are on K-Core Radio. How exciting is this? Hey, Augie, are you excited?
Oh, yes, I'm almost.
God.
It's fantastic.
Wow. So we're going to be talking about saying yes to the quantum possibilities that you desire, because you see, everything that you desire is really right there. And you're like, Nori, I don't see it. I know you don't see it, but it's really right there. That was easy for me to say.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
So, just for the purpose of conversation, we're not going to get deep into quantum mechanics or quantum physics, but it is right there, and it's behind, let's say, an invisible door. And the key to the door is energy, frequency, and magnetics, or law of attraction. And to make it user-friendly, tonight we're going to be talking about the application of it, like how to do it, right? We've been talking about it for years. Now it's time to make it happen. So, Augie, I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're going to talk about vibration. Everything in the universe is vibration. I am vibration, you are vibration, and the cat sitting next to Joe on the couch there, back in the darkness up there listening, his cat is also vibration. Everything is. And all we have to do is to get it to resonate with each other a little better. And we're going to have a better existence in this thing we call our life.
So wait, your vibration?
Yeah, everything.
No, you're Augie Nost. I'm gonna spill the beans. I want to tell people who you are.
Oh no.
Come on. All right.
So, let it rip.
Augie Nost is my amazing co-host and really good friend. And Augie is an immigrant to the United States. He came from Norway, and he came here to go to flight school. He became a flight instructor, and later with a partner, he started a flight school that actually grew into an international air taxi and air carrier. And he flew for 23 years. After the company was sold, he quit flying, but got more into mind development, TV and radio. And he's written some really remarkable mind expansion books. He's had some incredible experiences, hopefully we'll get him to talk about it, with UFOs, ETs, time travel, and mind expansion. And in our shows going forward, we're going to be talking about all of this and so much more.
Oh, wow.
That's you in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's a nutshell. That's the boiled down version. That's good. That's all we need. And yeah, you're right. We are going to be talking about some of these things. I've had some incredible experiences with time travel. In fact, I have photographic evidence on it on my website, which I'll talk about maybe on another time soon.
I'm going to interrupt you real quick. So not to do a spoiler, but spoiler alert. We're going to try and talk Augie into talking about time travel next week. And you have got to be here next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for that. You think we can twist your arm, Augie?
I'm already hurting. This sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. This will be good. In fact, in the back of one of my books, we talk about actually how you can condition your mind to do these things. There are people doing this that just don't talk about it a lot. But before I get too much further, you spilled the beans on me, so haha, I'm gonna do one to you.
Okay.
All right. No, I have known Nori for well over 2 years now, and I tell you, she's an incredible lady. And since we're new to this platform, it is good for you guys out there in listening land to actually know a little bit about what we are. I mean, who we are, what we are. Yeah, that'll work too.
Vibration, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is that Nori has done an awful lot of things, but I want to talk more about the presence, what she's doing now. Nori Love is dedicated to making a positive difference in the world by increasing well-being for everyone and everything. Her professional journey has been one of realizing and grounding her calling through healing, writing, coaching, and her unique healing artistry. And just hang in there with us, folk, because I'm going to mention a few of these things that she's doing and all the credentials that you have, because it'll give you a little bit different view of the credibility of this woman. Nori is a seasoned nurse with over 20 years in the trauma center and elsewhere in hospitals. And for some of you out there, you know what it means when you work in the trauma center. That's where you save lives. And she's a double certified law of attraction coach, a certified hypnotherapist, a Reiki master. And Nori believes that the balance between body, mind, spirit, and soul is where the transformative connections happen. And I have a comment on that, but I'm going to ask her later because this one is good. That just right there. Her constantly seeking a closer walk with what we should call God, along with her spiritual gifts, wisdom, and love, have inspired people to use the word Christian mystic when they talk about her. Now, Nori believes that in a divine, transcendent moment, everything and absolutely everything can be made well again. Nori's intention is to assist with well-being on all levels. You can find out more about Nori on her website, everythingconscious.com.
Wow.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You're sticking to it. Thank you. That was really lovely, and I appreciate that. And, thank you.
Yeah.
Fall off that pedestal. It's going to make a big noise.
Oh, yeah. No. You look good up there. One of your favorite subjects, and a lot of times when we talk, many times during the week, we get on that subject, and that is the law of attraction, because it helps so many people if they understand what it is and how we can use this to make our lives better. This will be a different world.
Yes, absolutely.
Can I throw you the ball, Nori?
Yeah. So I mean, law of attraction is such a phenomenal universal law that it became popular. I mean, it began on the very outskirts of the fringe networks in the late 80s and the early 90s. And then 10-ish years ago, the movie The Secret kind of had a coming out party for it. But, The Secret was really missing some of the elements that are key to truly manifesting. So then there was the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? And boy, there were some others, but the beautiful thing.
Nori,
yes.
Can I just break in just a little bit? You mentioned The Secret, and I just can't help it. because
Are you gonna name drop?
yeah, I
You
am.
are. Okay.
I am, because you, as a law of attraction coach, you were trained by one of the speakers on the movie The Secret, Bob Doyle.
Yes, he was a
And
featured teacher. Yeah.
yeah, you can't get any better than that.
Well,
That's the
you,
top.
well, as I'm just so grateful for, as law of attraction would have it, not only Bob Doyle, but the, legendary Christy Whitman, who has Quantum Success Coaching Academy and, is good friends with Bob Doyle. And she's just a thought leader in the area of, energy and law of attraction. I don't know what I did right to attract them into my life, but I am so incredibly grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, and I tell you what, and here's for the listeners out there, whatever she learned from Bob Doyle and Christy Whitman and others, and I have been studying them too now, so I'm kind of catching up from behind here, but I tell you, listen to Nori really close, because this is something that you can do, and she can teach also you what they are teaching.
Well, and I can't leave out, the amazing Abraham Hicks. I fell into Abraham Hicks, it was back when we had, I can't remember even what they were called, chat rooms back in the late 80s. I fell into that group, a crumpled mess, and, began to understand and apply law of attraction. I actually think I applied it before I even understood it. And you don't really have to understand it. And I would love to do a disclaimer. I am a Trinitarian. This is not a religious program, but some people think that when you work with law of attraction, it might be something occult or dark, but ask and it is given is in the Bible, right? Seek and it shall be, knock and the door shall be open. I don't think that's technically a Bible verse, but you get the picture. This is just the unfolding of more of that, more of what has been given to us through divine guidance, through our divine birthright. So, yeah. I don't, I'm not really a teacher. I'm a lover. And when I am in the process of loving what I do and loving you and loving the listeners, people get what they need. So thank you for that.
Yeah, people open up to it. And love has a universal language attached to it. When you speak the language of love, people get it, even if they don't think they do. It works on them. Sometimes you don't get it right away, but it kind of percolates for a day or so, and then they get it. They get the vibration.
Well, I love nature and I love animals, and all you have to do is be willing to suspend your disbelief and go ahead and open your heart and flow some love to an animal and see what their reaction is. To me, I do that to wild animals. So I have squirrels that stop and, talk, air quote, talk with me, or birds, and now lizards. And because you're right, it is the universal, it's the universal communication energy. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So I can't remember where I was when we were talking about law of attraction, but when we began, and part of the tagline on this maiden voyage tonight is to say yes to the quantum possibilities that you desire, because it is out there. Now, the Secret made it very kind of nuts and bolts, very genie in the lamp-ish, making you kind of get the idea that if you just sat at home and, got a clear idea of what you wanted, stated intention, and rubbed the lamp, boom, the red car would drop into your lap. And that's not really so, because there are application steps that were missed. And that's why for a while, people were not so happy about the words law of attraction or manifestation. Do you agree with that, Ab?
Yeah, I have it actually on CD, and I listen to it. I run it even now. I run it over and over again sometimes. So there sounds a lot. Very simple, but there is a saying out there, and I've been using it from time to time, and that is that God will give you the nut, but He won't crack it. So, with other words, what we learn how to do, we also got to do something with it. We have to do
Right.
our part.
Right. And even doing our part oftentimes means in the beginning stopping doing the things that we have been doing that has been preventing us from doing what we want to do. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And start
Right?
associating upwards.
Well, we get in our own way, and some of the natural habits that we have, on an energetic level are contrary to what we really, really want. And that's why some people say, are you telling me that I am manifesting what's going in my life right now, what's going on right now? Like, yeah, you are, and I come from personal experience because I didn't know why I kept manifesting. And this is funny because Augie highlighted the trauma unit, why I kept manifesting trauma and drama in my life. And it was because of early childhood drama and trauma. And, that tape would continually run, even though I thought that I was overriding it. So it wasn't until I began to really understand, what's in my way and how does it feel to not have that in the way? Because when you're accustomed to living on autopilot and you make the conscious decision to change it, it feels really uncomfortable. You're like, wait a minute. Yeah, I know I don't like my life the way that it was, but I'm really familiar with it, so I don't know if I want to change it. So there's a lot of dynamics that happen, but if you just follow the principles, you literally can create everything that you desire, whether it's your health, your well-being. I mean, we have an amazing, healing story. The job that you want, the job you don't want, you want to be an entrepreneur, the relationship you want, and, the very basic undergirding of it all is that you have to be the thing that you desire. You have to be the same degree of love already now that you want in a relationship before it ever shows up. We have to be thankful for the freedom of finances and abundance, even now when the bills are piled up on the counter. And that's the tricky part. And that's the part that takes some focus and some finesse, and, sometimes takes some outward help, in the form of books or a coach or, friends or groups, right? Or Abraham Hicks. I mean, they literally changed my life. Like I said, I fell into their lap, a crumpled mess, and ended up in the hot seat one day outside of DC and literally did a 180 on my life. Phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, doing our part can start out very simple. Like this is radio, so I can't show it to you, but on my computer, I got stickers all over it about things that I should be doing at different times. And one of them right here says, meditate for 2 minutes. That's something that I do several times during the day. I shut the mind down and get rid of all thoughts for 2 minutes, and then I'm good to go again. Now, this is something that we exercise the channel in through the subconscious to the superconscious mind into the universal mind, and things come back. The small things like that, I got to put right in front of me so that I don't forget to do it. Right. And another thing that we can do, we set our goals and we put emotion and all these spiritual language things behind it. I got on the lampshade here, I got a check written out for $200 million.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so
right there. Because that's what I need to do one of the projects that I've been planning for a long time.
Right.
And you set yourself up for success, and that's part of these things.
Right. And you do. And I just, I'm trying to break in here, and I apologize for being rude, but I want to break in because all of the things that you said was like law of attraction 202. And, that for the people who are new to this, I'm thinking they're like, oh, forget that. I have no idea what the heck he just said. But when you were saying those things, so law of attraction is essentially like a boomerang, right? The energy, the thought, and the thought feeling that you throw out like a boomerang, it's going to come back to you. So you can't throw out I want peace, love, and harmony in my life, and then go, oh my God, did you see what she said? I gave, right? Because that's actually, even though you write peace, love, and harmony on the boomerang, what's really going to come back is the energy of the snideness that we put forth. So nuts and bolts, law of attraction is that which is focused on with clarity and consistency and emotion, we get more of. That's probably the basics.
Yeah, and that's part of the universal language.
It is part of the universal language.
Love, emotion, intention, vivid, colorful pictures, so on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like the boomerang because, I'm very visual. And I think sometimes the spiritual language that we use, my friends tease me, my friends who are not air quotes woo-woo, tease me about being woo-woo. And honestly, I've met people that were so woo-woo, even though I'm partially woo-woo, that I didn't even know what they were saying. So I'm trying to keep the language user-friendly tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I see we're going to be going to a break soon, but
yeah, we got 4 minutes left, so we're
right.
Good for a little bit.
Okay, so the quantum possibilities, right? You hear a lot about quantum mechanics and the quantum possibilities, and I was sticker shocked, if you will, because I don't watch TV, but had the occasion to see TV and movies and TV shows and even commercials are talking about quantum possibilities. They're talking about particles and waves. They're talking about, the characters on TV are ETs, and even time travel. There was a commercial that included time travel. So I love that the old paradigm is falling away and that things are changing and we are awakening to this amazing time.
Yeah, and it's coming. We are in a slow progression, and it is piled on us every day with this, what should I call it? The paradigm changing information that we're getting, even from the outside. All we have to do is to open our mind. Minds are just like parachutes, If it doesn't open, it's not good for you.
That's true. Yeah. And this is a powerful time, on Earth and in history. And the amazing thing is that we're all here. And even if it's uncomfortable sometimes because things are moving so quickly, if you really, really just settle in and take a breath and just let your mind begin to calm and soothe, and you notice maybe not everything of the bad stuff that's going on, but like some of the amazing stuff that's going on, you might be able to move into that place that, wow, this is an amazing time and I'm here.
Yeah. And we are now 1 minute from the break. And when we get back after the break, I'm going to see if I can talk Nori into actually teaching. How do you go about starting if you really haven't even heard about law of attraction before? What do you do first? How do you start this out so you can start getting the benefits from it?
Awesome. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that for those of you out there that wasn't in the beginning, just hang in there with us. In about 3 minutes, we'll be back, and this is gonna get good.
This is the Broadcast Team Alpha Show, hosted by Nori Love and Augie Nost. The one show that takes your doubts of the unknown and spins them into reality. Share your thoughts by calling our hotline number at 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230.
Call now.
Worldwide callers use Skype name KCOR Radio. More cutting-edge conversation and exploration of the quantum universe after this. Toxins are everywhere, from the air we breathe to the food we eat and the water we drink. In a world where 80,000 known toxins and heavy metals threaten our very existence, how are you going to protect yourself and your loved ones? Introducing Pure Body Extra Strength, the world's first colloidal zeolite that helps trap and remove toxins as well as heavy metals from your body that are messing with your memory, clarity, sleep, and focus. Don't just take our word for it or the testimonials from our thousands of happy customers. Check out the hundreds of articles and case studies on the National Institute of Health website proving zeolite's powerful ability to remove toxins. For a limited time, listeners to KCOR will receive 10% off their first order. To get started, go to trypurebody.com and enter promo code RADIO10. Again, that's trypurebody.com. Toxic junk is all around us, but now you can take back control of your health and protect yourself by detoxing with Pure Body Extra Strength. You'll be on your way to sleeping better, thinking more clearly, and feeling more energetic. Go to trypurebody.com right now and get started today.
Based on the concept that Plato simply called the Great Year, where evidence points to our world civilization being far older than we've been taught. The Emissary, Book 1 by Tamra Veach and Rennie DeFazio, embraces this concept while blending elements of fantasy, reincarnation, action-adventure, and ancient secrets all together, along with our real-world history, to create an epic tale that will leave you asking the question, is this real? The Emissary, Book 1, now available for 99 cents for a limited time at Amazon.com.
It's great! I think it's great. It's great.
The all-new KCOR Digital Radio Network.
Great. Make a note of it. It's great!
If ever a breed was affectionate to a fault, it's the Golden Retriever. They're people dogs, pure and simple. And the Golden Retriever Rescue of Southern Nevada needs your help. If you would like to volunteer, foster, adopt, or donate, go to the Golden Retriever Rescue of Southern Nevada's website at grrsn.org. That's grrsn.org. Or call 598-GOLD. That's 598-GOLD.
Looking for a radio show like no other?
We need something brand new.
Then tune into the KCOR Digital Radio Network, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and get ready for The Quantum Shift. A great shift of consciousness is sweeping across the Earth. Are you ready for the dimensional shift?
It is amazing, is it not?
The Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Hosted by Dr. Sam Muggsy and Kent Dunn. Be part of the fifth dimensional reality, where consciousness prevails and the universal law of one is the only true reality. The Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Quantum Shift. Live Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network.
Going live.
Come explore the quantum possibilities. This is Broadcast Team Alpha. Broadcast Team Alpha. To be on the show live, call 702-425-9230. That's 702-425-9230. Worldwide callers use Skype name KCOR Radio. Share your thoughts of the show on Twitter at KCOR Radio, #KCOR. Or join the cutting edge conversation live in our chat room at www.kcorradio.com. Now back to Broadcast Team Alpha with your free thinking hosts, Nori Love and Augie Nast.
Welcome back to all of our beautiful, brilliant, amazing listeners. And Augie, this is so much fun. And just want to say a shout out to the chat room. Thank you for being here. We're so excited to get to know each and every one of you. So Augie, where did we leave off?
Oh, I was saying something about that I was going to try to talk you into going a little more into details about how does someone start out using the principles and the techniques of law of attraction to make our lives better.
Well, so the fundamental law of the universe, right, is the law of vibration. And every single thing vibrates, which you were mentioning in the beginning. right? From all of the stars and the planets in space to the tiniest little grain of sand, to the wall that's next to you, to the crystals and to you. You are vibrating, and our very thoughts and emotions are a vibrational signal as well. So our brain is so brilliant because it takes in all the vibrations around us, and it translates those vibrations into our reality. You don't necessarily recognize it as vibration, but what colors do you perceive, right? I could see red, Augie, you could see tomato, right? We perceive it differently. So when we change the vibration of our thoughts and our feeling thoughts, we change the way we perceive the world. We change the very nature of our reality. So you're like, that sounds really complicated, Nori. So let's just put that, right? Just put that in the file cabinet. You don't even have to think about that. But the place to begin is to figure out what you really want, what you desire. And in the beginning, it's often you know more of what you don't want, and you can use that to figure out what you do want. But the important part is to get really clear on what you do want, because like I mentioned earlier, if I have the desire for, a drama-free, trauma-free life path and relationships, but I'm still running an old tape because of the drama and trauma of my early life, then it's muddying my vibration. And if we don't even recognize that we are so afraid that that's going to happen again, and no, I don't want that to happen again. Oh my God, I don't want another ex-husband like that, please, right? It's in that emotion, even though we may not notice it, or we may notice it when we get angry, or we may notice it when we're talking to friends. It's in that vibration that is actually creating the vibration of what's around us. And guess what we're going to get? We're going to get another husband like the last one. We're going to get another job like the last one. We're going to get another, pathway of drama and trauma like has been so familiar. So you don't even have to start big. You could begin to practice, and this is classic, right? You practice with your parking spaces, right? Universe, I want a really great parking space. And now the key is to put your analytical mind aside, because the chatter of the analytical mind is contrary to the vibration of the joy, right? And the fun and the amazement of actually getting a parking space. So anything that you can do to just go neutral, right? You don't have to believe it. You may go, I don't even know if I believe this, but yeah, okay, I want a parking space. If you can just go neutral, right? Turn a song on, start singing, don't think about anything, think about your cat, think about something that just feels good, right? That baby that you love, your boyfriend, your girl, whatever. If you can just go neutral, your vibration is still in the realm of the quantum possibilities for a parking spot that you intended. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I use that parking spot all the time, and most of the time it actually works.
Oh, I do too. And here's the funny thing. I'm with a bunch of I'm with my friends, some new friends, and we got a parking spot that was just unheard of. And my new friend goes, "That was because of you." I was like, "Wait, what?" She goes, "You did that." Like, okay, next time you do it.
Yeah, it worked.
It happens. So, I was talking about how to go neutral, right? How to go neutral while you're waiting for that thing that you desire. When you finally feel like you don't have any resistance, to the law of attraction, or, like the back talk that your mind does, like, oh, sure, you're going to get a parking space, right? When you no longer really have that resistance, then you could begin to take your practice up a little bit higher, if you will, and begin to focus. So, it might be hard to get emotional, or excited over a parking space. So go for something else. And I can tell you, asking to find nickels, right? Show universe, bring me nickels today, bring me quarters today. When you have like 4 of them show up in one day, it is delightful. It is delightful. So even though the nickels are not a big deal, if you could tap into the delight that you think that you're going to feel when you actually manifest something, and like Abraham Hicks says, manifesting a button is exactly the same thing as manifesting a castle. You heard that, Augie?
Oh, absolutely. And even wealthy people, extremely wealthy people, do this. And I know that for a fact, because a billionaire that I know, he had the habit, whenever he walked by not a phone booth, but the wall phones and pay phones.
Right.
He walked up to it, stuck his finger in the coin slot, and once in a while he found a quarter. And there were one time, I specifically remember, he stuck his finger in there, got the quarter out, flipped it up, and looked at me and said, "Yep, it's going to be a good day."
Right. Okay. And I love this example because here's a billionaire. Here's a billionaire celebrating a quarter like it's $1 million. And that's the essence of the feeling place, right? So as I mentioned earlier, that I am so grateful for that job, and I can already feel, how good it is to go into the office and I am the love. I am the love. I am the compassion. I am the attention. I am the person who surprises the lover that I want. When we can tap into that place, just like the billionaire tapped into the feeling place of $1 billion when he found a quarter in the payphone, that's when we are saying yes. We are expanding our energy. We are expanding our consciousness into the quantum field where when you match the vibration of that thing that you want, you collapse time and it actually comes toward you. And I know that sounds weird. So I like to say, you and it begin to come toward each other, because in the beginning, that's a little bit of what it is until you practice and have your practice really fine-tuned. But the beautiful thing about this is you can never get it wrong. You're always getting it right. And each time you start over, because maybe it didn't work great, or maybe, it was like, oh man, that negative Nelly in the back of my mind totally blew that manifestation. That's okay. The next time that you begin again, you start over from a higher energetic level.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though, see, that this may look more difficult from the outside, but once we get inside the concept, and you mentioned creating emotion and the feeling, that is a hard thing for some people to do, and it was for me. But I found an easy way, and let me know if I'm onto something here, Nori, because to create emotion in my mind, if we look around us, there's not much there that's necessarily is going to get us emotional. But I went inside and I thought about my mom. And she's been gone for, 20 years now. But every time I thought about her, it created that emotion. So I can get the feeling of the emotion in my mind. And then it doesn't matter where I would get the feeling from. Now I transfer that feeling to what I want, and that feeling stays with me while I'm thinking on the other thing that I want. That's how I did it.
Absolutely. And you can do that. And some people will be like, oh my God, are you kidding? I'll never manifest anything if I think about my mother. But you can do that with the things that you love. Like, I'll give you an example. I would go onto the Stairmaster, and there was only one nursing school I wanted to go to. There was only one. And everybody's like, no, don't put your eggs in one basket. I'm like, no, I'm totally putting all my eggs in one basket because I know where I want to go. I would get on the Stairmaster and I would feel the fear. Like, oh God, I'm not putting all my eggs in too many baskets. I'm only putting it in one. So I would take that fear and I'd go, no, okay, you sit over here. And then I would think of something that I love. I would think of the ocean. I would think of the lavender and raspberry and robin's egg blue sunset. And I would feel the emotion of that. And then I would think about that one nursing school that I wanted to go to. And I would imagine sending the feeling that I was feeling to that nursing school. And I would do that every single day, because I was new, at practicing it, and I didn't want to maybe mess it up by default, by thinking negativity during the day or whatever. So I did it every day, and 100% it worked out. But one of the greatest emotional equalizers for a law of attraction is gratitude. I mean, if you just look around your room and go, wow, I am so grateful for this pen. I love fine tip pens. I love the scent of that candle that's burning. I love that color teal. It is so shiny and it's so beautiful. And the fabric of that material. So that was a handful of seconds that was spent in gratitude, in the positive vibrations. And that is all you have to do to add emotion to the thing that you desire.
Yeah. And then, like you said before, know what you want. And then be good at visualizing it in your mind. See it, feel it, smell it if you can. And just live it even before you have it, with total gratitude and being thankful for already having it.
Right. So let's talk about, what is it? You have $200 million. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you need to manifest $200 million. But to you, that is doable in the place of manifestation and the place of energy mastery that you are. That's not a big jump to you. But back in the day, I would say, oh, yeah, I want to manifest $1 million. And then I'd get all crumpled up and go, oh, wait a minute, I got all those bills, on the counter, and wait, I don't know, I'm overdrawn. So I couldn't do that. And if we reach too high, we're actually going to push against that thing that we really desire. Because the translation of the fear and the feeling of lack that we really have is what goes back out to the universe. And what happens? More bills in my mailbox. So start with something that is doable to you. I'd like $100 extra this month. Mm-hmm. Okay, great. I'd like $10,000 a year more. Excellent. Then when you start, getting your sea legs with it, and you realize how to quell the fear and the lack, right? How to soothe the anxiety, how to calm your brain waves so it's not in alignment with fear and lack and judgment and jealousy and competition. When you just begin to quell your brain waves, then you can open to more and more of the possibilities and say yes and have it come.
Yeah, absolutely. And having little reminders every so often around, like on the computer screen, that helps me a lot.
Oh, absolutely. And for years, this is probably the first time in many years that I don't have sticky notes, or, I would have little reminders written, in lipstick on my bathroom mirror. And here's another thing that really works, because it takes your analytical mind out of it. If you can imagine that thing that you want, that you really, 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 really want, and create a symbol for it. And just something that only you will know what that symbol is. Maybe it's a peace sign, maybe it's a, I don't know, an upside down dollar sign, or whatever it is. Make a symbol for it that is only understandable by you. And then keep that symbol, right? Draw it, keep it in your pocket, pull it out a couple times a day, look at it. And that actually, for the people who over intellectualize or think too much or are type A, that's a beautiful, beautiful, effective practice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That reminds me of what somebody here in town did. He wanted a new car, so he took a picture of a car that he wanted, and then he made that the front page on his smartphone. So whenever he turned his phone on, boom, there is that car he wants. Right in front of him.
And that's a beautiful segue right into vision boards. Yeah. And there are applications. I have one or two on my phone right now where you just go and find the pictures, right? Do screenshots of the thing that you love, and you can create a little vision board right there on your iPhone, or having one in front of your desk, or in your bedroom. I prefer it in my bedroom because I'm usually in a more peaceful state, where I can just kind of gaze at the vision board. Just put the things that you love and that you might want in your near future. It could be, and it's not necessarily a thing, right? If you want a relationship, you'll be cutting out pictures of the feeling of the relationship. So you might have a picture of a woman and a man, a guy and a girl in a field, right? Just, comfortable. She's got her head on his chest, right? So that's the feeling. It might not necessarily be him or her that you want, but it's the feeling of what you want. If being a millionaire means that you wear a power suit, okay, then put a power suit on it. If being a millionaire means you wear your jeans and flip-flops and, nobody knows you're a millionaire, then that's your symbol. You know what that means. Put that on your vision board.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that makes sense. Now, one more thing that I wanted just to see if maybe you could comment on, and that is that a lot of people think that using meditation will probably be a good tool to make this work better, but we really don't need meditation to engage in law of attraction. Could you say something on that?
Absolutely. And meditation is so helpful because it gets us familiar with getting out of the monkey mind, right? It gets us familiar with getting out of the analytical mind because, like I mentioned before, with the parking spot, with the car park, that if you say, yeah, I want a parking spot, and then you're like, oh, sure, I'm not going to get a parking spot, right? And then you start cogitating about that, you start analyzing it, then it's never really going to happen. So if you do meditate, that helps you get familiar with going into the place where you are in between the thoughts, if you will, where you're not identified by who you are. You're not identified by your physical body. You're not identified by the, who you have to call or your schedule. So that's very, very helpful, but you don't have to know or practice meditation in order to be really, really good at law of attraction.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also want to mention that for people that is interested in more of the law of attraction, they should go to our website, or actually YouTube also, the same name, broadcastteamalpha.com, or to the YouTube channel or Broadcast Team Alpha, and we have several shows on it where we talk about what it is, how it works, and what we can do to engage in it. And also, you do hypnosis.
I do. But before we do that, I just want to mention that there's a really great interview on there with Bob Doyle, the featured teacher from The Secret. So that would be a great one to watch. And who knows, maybe Bob will grace us with his presence.
Hey, we should try to get him back, maybe. Yeah, that's a good thought. Absolutely. And hypnosis probably could help in some ways. We got 5 minutes left of the show, so
hypnosis does help, and that's part of why I'm a multimodal healing artist. I have all these modalities available to me because even though they look different, they all essentially work on the same thing. They work on our brain waves and they work on energy. And when you allow yourself to experience the state of hypnosis, which is only a deep state of relaxation. Nobody takes over your mind. You're always in control. When you allow yourself to relax and you're not identified by your body, by who you have to call, what you have to do, that's when you are free to really make the connection with that thing that you want. So if during hypnosis we go to your future self, right? Pick a future self. 6 months, a year, 10 years. And when you connect with your future self in that timeline, and that future self doesn't have stage 4 cancer, and that future self is a successful millionaire, and that future self has the relationship, and that future self has the home business, and that future self wrote the book, the other parts that were in your now, in your body, right, before you started the hypnosis, that begins to go away. And some people call that a parallel universe, but it's the quantum possibilities that exist there, and you're just saying yes to them. So hypnosis makes it easier because it quiets the analytical mind, and it allows you to connect with the quantum possibilities, with the, the wave of possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I see we have 3 minutes left of the show, and you mentioned earlier, that you were going to try to talk me into doing a show on time travel.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun, actually, because I do have some experience with that, some really strange ones. I have an electronic device that in fact, BBC Television came over to the US and they did a TV documentary with myself and Michio Kaku and 3 other theoretical physicists. And that TV documentary was shown to 1 billion people around the world. I demonstrated this electronic device. And I also have some photographic evidence on our website, so you can. I'll tell you more about that when we get to that point.
That'll be next week.
Next week we'll do that.
That sounds wonderful. Well. This was so much fun, and it's very broad, and it's a lot of information. And certainly, if you would like any more information, you can contact Augie or myself at broadcastteamalpha@gmail.com, or Augie's website is Universal Consciousness.
Universal-consciousness-show.com.
Right, and you can reach me. everythingconscious.com. So we want to thank you for being here, and we're so grateful for this platform. We're so grateful to K-Core Radio, the amazing production team, and we're just so grateful for you and for your time and for playing in the higher energies here with us tonight. And we look forward to many, many, many more times with you. So thank you so much. Yeah. Thanks, Augie.
Yeah. And we got almost a minute left. What about if you could speak to the whole world, give them just one quick thought?
Me?
Yes.
Love one another. That's probably the best thing I can say in less than 1 minute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I totally agree. So until next week, we will be back, and we will see you then. In the meantime, be good to each other.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Broadcast Team Alpha.
Broadcast Team Alpha.
Hosted by Nori Love and Augie Nost. Every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. The balance of power is shifting to a new paradigm. Will you be ready? For more information on Broadcast Team Alpha, as well as the hosts Nori Love and Augie Nost, please visit their website at broadcastteamalpha.com. Until next week, remember to keep those minds open while always exploring the endless quantum possibilities.
Broadcast Team Alpha. Over and out.
This is KCOR Las Vegas, home of the Digital Radio Network, broadcasting from a shack just south of Area 51.
Wait, that doesn't exist.